Before we begin, I'd like to thank Music for Meditation for allowing me to use his music today. Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Elder Scrolls Lore, and today we're going to be talking about what Titus Mede II's assassination might cause. Now before we get started, I realize that most people don't watch the end of videos, so statistically speaking that is, so please like and subscribe if you want more content like this, and I have a Discord chat now, link will be in the description below and in the header of my channel, and if I get around to it, I'll post one in the comments. Sometimes I forget, most of the times I'm pretty diligent on it. But that being said, let's hop into the video. When Amon Montier mentions, quote, "In the year 41 of the Third Era, Emperor Pelagius Septim was murdered in the Temple of the One in the Imperial City, cut down by the Dark Brotherhood assassin. His killing ushered in, shall we say, a necessary change to Imperial policy." End quote. What does he mean? Not much is known of Pelagius Septim's 3-year rule. Less than, actually. He was considered just as strong as his father and capable, and his father was Titus Septim. This ended the direct bloodline of Titus Septim as well, because he died with no other heirs, and Titus Septim didn't have any other children. He would be succeeded by his first cousin, Titus Septim. Now, Titus Septim's reign was peaceful, prosperous, and full of good harvests. This was followed up by her son Uriel Septim. This also ushered in the bloodline of Titus Septim's brother, Agnorith Septim. I guess I get two this time. It's been a while, sorry. And I'm sick. His bloodline would go on to rule for the next 150 plus years. Of the next 12 emperors and empresses, 7 would be considered good or great rulers. 3 would be considered bad, and 2 we really can't say for sure because both their reigns were hindered and too short. Now, what does the Mede dynasty represent? Popular to contrary belief, his family is technically not the second ruling family of the Third Empire. If we really want to get technical, Uriel Septim IV was born Uriel Lyriet, and he was the son of Catriah Septim and Galavir Lyriet. Galavir Lyriet was a Breton noble from High Rock, and Catriah was a Dunmer who was initially married to Pelagius the Mad. So legally he is part of the Septims, but ancestrally he's not. He's not related in any single way with any of his blood. But the Mede dynasty symbolizes a weakened empire. Under Titus Mede I's reign, both the Somerset Isles and Valenwood would sever its ties with the empire in 29 of the Fourth Era. The next ruler, who is unknown, we can only assume it's Titus Mede's son, Atreus Mede, saw the province of Elsewhere leaving the empire. Then lastly, Titus Mede II's reign was before the Great War is actually unknown, but he successfully led the empire during the Great War, and even though when everything seemed lost and that the empire was going to lose the war, he managed to lead the empire into a stalemate with the Aldmeri Dominion. But nevertheless, at the same time here, it is also where Hammerfell will leave the empire as well, and Morrowind would be officially quote-unquote independent. I don't know exactly when Blackmarsh would leave the empire as well, but at this time Blackmarsh is now also independent as well, and then of course the White Gold Concordat was signed. And now Hammerfell never left the empire. I should note that Hammerfell was kicked out of the empire because they continued on the fight and didn't sign the White Gold Concordat. But we should know this. What his death symbolizes is an end to a weakened dynasty, and in this case a weakened empire as well. The Elder Council will most likely either impose a new dynasty or fracture in the process and go into a civil war during the interregnum period, and a new family will appear and rise up into power. Now for this next bit, I'm actually going to draw a lot of comparisons and compare things to the Roman Empire, because the Roman Empire and the Third Empire have a lot of similarities, and yes, they do have differences, but they have a lot of similarities. And so for this next bit, I'm going to kind of dive in and analyze a little bit of Roman history, and I'm going to use that, and I'm going to explain for this scenario how I believe this is what's going to happen for the Third Empire. Now granted, this is only a scenario, and this is one of many scenarios that can happen, and we'll get into that later, but nevertheless, This is this scenario. Just one. I want to make that clear, as I know there's going to be someone that will go, oh, well, that's just your opinion. That's the point of this video. But if it's anything like the Roman Empire, the assassination of Titus Mede II will mimic the assassination of Domitian of the Flavian dynasty in 96 CE. Domitian was assassinated by court officials after ruling for just over 15 years. It was like 15 years and a couple days. Now, Domitian and Titus Mede II are nothing alike, other than what they symbolize. They were the leaders of their empire and kind of the symbol of a weak ruler. But that's not the point of the video, obviously. Now, in Rome's case, it would enter the Nerva Antoine dynasty, which saw some rulers like Trajan, Hadrian, and most notably Marcus Aurelius. And during this is where you also get the period of the 5 good emperors, so the 5 great emperors, however you want to say it. But basically, you saw a massive expansion territorial-wise between the empires, or between the Roman Empire, massive political and economic expansion, and much prosperity for nearly everyone underneath the empire's grasp. With using this with a quick time of crisis, I think the death of Titus Mede II will spark a small amount of panic, or a small moment of panic, but the Elder Council will be ready. As Motier had already put it, all the Elder Council members that are involved have been planning and maneuvering for this for a while now. So, in a quick little bit here, what if Motier wasn't a power-hungry schemer, but in fact a patriot, doing what needed to be done for the Empire, knowing that he was going to be a bad guy for it? But moving past Motier's actual motives, because he is a pretty sketchy dude at that, a new ruling family is going to usher in, and they would represent what the Empire could be, the Empire's future. Now I get Titus Mede II might also have heirs, and considering his age, he most likely does, but we don't know, and for the sake of the scenario, we will assume that he does not, or his heirs will be killed. Now, obviously, a lot of my speculations are what they are. They're speculations. I used a bit of our history to explain some of the Elder Scrolls universe, and Roman influence was obviously used to justify the outcome, but at the end of the day, I think the next emperor could be something very, very good, and the start of something very good for the Third Empire. It should be noted too, the Flavian dynasty, right, in the Roman Empire, those rulers were not very good. They really weren't. It was a lot of political corruption going on at this time, and it was really a need for the Empire to find some sort of stability for this moment of time. So, like I said, they are speculation. I think that in this scenario, in this scenario at least, I think the Empire is going to come out on top for this, even though the assassination is of course a bad thing. I think that this assassination will usher in a time where the Empire will be able to reconquer its land, be able to expand politically and expand economically, and the Empire will see a new golden age, because most historians will consider the ruling of Marcus Aurelius in the Roman Empire the golden age of Rome. And so that is what I'm going to consider for this next upcoming piece. I feel like the golden age of the Third Empire will be coming with these next set of rulers. But that is just my opinion. These are obviously just speculations. We don't know. Obviously, like I said earlier, I'll go into a little bit. This is just one scenario, and the next emperor could obviously be terrible, or the Civil War could tear apart. If there's a civil war, it could tear apart the Third Empire, and the Third Empire could collapse for all we know, and eventually maybe a Fourth Empire will come in. I don't know. But at the end of the day, these are all just speculations. What do you guys think? I hope you guys enjoyed. I said it at the beginning of the video, but please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. And if you guys have any suggestions for further videos, please let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.